It all started when I came back from a short business trip. I was only gone for 10 days, but when I arrived at my street, something felt strange. My house looked the same on the outside. Same windows, same paint, but something felt off. There were cars I didn't recognize parked in front. The garden had been rearranged. I walked up to the front door and saw a nameplate that wasn't mine. Still confused, I rang the bell. A woman I had never seen before opened the door. I told her politely, "This is my house." She looked at me with raised eyebrows and said, "No, ma'am. We just bought this house last week. It's ours now." I thought it was a mistake. I checked the address. Same number, same street. My heart started racing. I tried calling the police, but they told me the sale was legal, done through a verified agent. I was in shock. I didn't sell my house. I didn't sign any papers. That evening I called my lawyer. We looked into the documents. What I found left me speechless. The property transfer had my name signed on it, but the signature was forged. Whoever sold my house had faked everything. Within 24 hours, I got the name, my sister-in-law, Maya. She had somehow accessed my private documents, forged the paperwork, and made the deal behind my back. All while I was away. Why? To pay for her big wedding. The venue, the decorations, the gold jewelry, all paid for with the money from my house. I sat on the hotel bed that night, holding my head. I felt betrayed. Maya had always been jealous of me, but I never thought she'd go this far. My home, the one I built with hard work, was gone. Just like that. But I didn't scream. I didn't call and fight. I stayed quiet. I needed a plan, because what Maya didn't know was that her fiancé worked in my company, and I was his boss. Maya was always one of those people who smiled in front of others, but had something else in her heart. She was my sister-in-law, my husband's younger sister, and from the beginning, I could sense her jealousy. It wasn't loud or obvious, but it was there in the small things she said. Whenever I bought something new for my house, she'd comment, "Oh, must be nice to waste money like that." If I got a promotion or wore something expensive, she'd smile and say, "Well, not everyone is lucky like you." I ignored these things for a long time. I didn't want to create problems in the family. But the truth was, Maya couldn't stand the fact that I was independent. I had a good job, I owned a house, and I didn't need to depend on anyone. She, on the other hand, was always looking for shortcuts to look successful, even if it meant pretending. When she got engaged, she wanted a wedding bigger than life. She started telling everyone, "It has to be grand. I deserve it." The problem? She didn't have the money. Her family couldn't support such a huge event either. But she didn't care. She had her eyes set on one goal, having the most glamorous wedding in the family. That's when she started asking questions. When are you traveling next? Where do you keep your property papers? I didn't think much of it at the time. I trusted her. I never imagined that someone from my own family could steal from me. But Maya had a plan. She knew I was going on a business trip soon. She also knew where I kept some of my personal documents. The day I left, she acted sweet, even hugged me goodbye. Behind my back, she used fake ID, forged my signature, and worked with a shady real estate agent to sell my house. The deal was fast, and the money went straight into her wedding. Dresses, gold, makeup artists, luxury venue, all paid for with the money from the home I built with my own hands. While I was away working, she was partying in my stolen house money. And the worst part, she thought she got away with it. I was sitting in my hotel room, feeling lost. My house was gone, my trust was broken, and the person behind it all was someone from my own family. I had so many emotions running through me: anger, sadness, and disbelief. But more than anything, I wanted answers. I wanted justice. I kept thinking, why would Maya risk everything for one big wedding? And how did she manage to pull it off so easily? While going through the paperwork with my lawyer, I saw a name that suddenly caught my attention: Jason Malik. That was the name listed on the transaction record as the co-signer on the payment. Jason Malik. That name sounded familiar. Too familiar. I opened my work laptop and searched our company employee database. I typed in the name, and within seconds, the profile appeared. Jason Malik, Financial Analyst, South Regional Branch. My eyes widened. Maya's fiancé was Jason, and he worked in my company. He was one of the newer employees, and because I managed the main office and not the regional branch, I had never met him personally. But here's the twist. I was the CEO of the company. I had full authority over every department, every team, and every salary. At that moment, everything changed. I stopped feeling like a victim and started thinking like a boss. Maya had no idea that her future husband worked for me. She probably never asked. And Jason, he likely had no clue that his future sister-in-law was his company's CEO. This was no longer just about a stolen house. This was about respect. About teaching a lesson to someone who thought she could get away with anything. I knew I had power. I didn't need to shout or create drama. I just had to be smart. If Maya had played dirty, I would play smart. And now, I had the perfect plan forming in my mind. One that would destroy her lies and reveal the truth in the most unexpected way. And the best part? She wouldn't even see it coming. I didn't rush to take action. I waited, planned carefully, and gathered all the proof I needed. Copies of the forged documents, bank records showing where the money went, and the property transfer forms with fake signatures. Everything pointed to Maya, and the best part? Jason's name was all over the payment records. I sent a formal email to the HR department of my company, asking them to schedule a promotion meeting with Jason Malik. I wanted it to look like a normal company discussion. Nothing suspicious. The meeting was set for the following Friday. Jason walked into the office looking confident, maybe even excited. He probably thought he was getting a raise. He walked into the conference room, and there I was, sitting at the head of the table with my legal team and HR manager. His smile faded as soon as he saw me. "Please have a seat," I said calmly. He sat down slowly, clearly confused. "Is this about the promotion?" I nodded slightly and opened a file. "It's about something much more serious than that." I began laying out the documents, one by one. "Jason, did you know your fiancée forged documents and sold a property she didn't own?" His eyes widened. He looked at the papers in shock. "I don't understand," he stammered. "She told me the house was her cousin's, who gave her permission." I stared at him. "That house was mine. Your future wife stole it, and you, whether knowingly or not, helped her by signing on the payment." He sat frozen, unable to speak. I continued, "Now you have two choices. Cooperate fully, return the money, cancel the fake deal, and help me fix this legally, or face legal action that could affect your career and future." He looked terrified. "I didn't know. I swear I didn't know." My voice was calm but firm. "Then prove it, because the woman you're marrying committed a crime, and I'm giving you one chance to do the right thing." He agreed to cooperate. He promised to break the engagement and help me undo the damage. I left the room with one thing clear. Maya had messed with the wrong person, someone who knew how to play the game better than she ever could. The wedding day arrived, and Maya had no idea what was coming. Everything was decorated beautifully. Flowers, lights, music, guests dressed in their best clothes. She wore a heavy red bridal dress, full of gold jewelry, walking around like a queen. She was smiling proudly, thinking she had fooled everyone. But I had planned something she could never forget. I was not there as a guest. I came with purpose, with all the legal documents in hand and a mic in the other. Right before the ring ceremony, I walked up to the stage. People started whispering. Maya's smile froze. Jason looked nervous, but he didn't say a word. He knew what was coming. I took the mic and said, "Before this marriage takes place, the truth must be told." Everyone went silent. All eyes turned to me. "This beautiful wedding," I said slowly, "was paid for by selling a house. Not just any house, my house. And it was sold without my permission. It was stolen by the bride." Gasps spread through the crowd. Maya's face turned pale. I held up the proof. "Here are the documents she forged." Here is her signature. Here is the money trail. And here, I said, pointing to Jason, is the man who signed the deal, my employee who now knows the truth. I could see Maya's hands shaking. You thought you fooled everyone. You thought money could hide your lies. But you forgot something important. You don't steal from someone who built her life with honesty. Jason stood up, took the mic, and added quietly, "This wedding is over." He walked away from the stage. The guests looked shocked. Maya fell to her knees, crying, begging people to believe her. But it was too late. I didn't stay for the rest. I quietly walked out, holding my head high. My house was gone, but my dignity wasn't. Maya thought she was smart, but I proved that being smart isn't enough. You have to be right too. And sometimes karma doesn't knock. It arrives, takes the mic, and tells the truth loud and clear.